So hello everyone, welcome to this video. And in this video we are going to know about how what is standard deviation and how to convert this function in Pythonic version, like how to convert the standard deviation thing in a Python. So in this series I am just trying to cover all the mathematical functions into the Python, like whatever that we use in a statistic, that we are converting that in the Python. We can check the playlist, learn statistic in Pythonic way. You can go to my channel and search this playlist and you will be here on this page. So hope you will try to find out the previous video. So in this video we are going to learn about standard deviation in the same series. So standard deviation is basically it's like a statistical measure that tells you about how much the data value deviate from the mean. So first we try to find the mean of the whatever the distribution of the data that we have, and then each data point how much it is like deviating from that mean, either positive, upward, or like downward. Suppose if it is a mean line, suppose there is a mean line. So if any there is the data point, if it is having the lowest standard deviation, so that means data point are close to the mean, there is no like deviation from the mean. Hope you are just getting my point. And if you are just having the high standard deviation, that means data points are widely spread. Standard deviation simply means deviation from the mean. You can simply relate the word deviation, like standard means mean, and deviation from the mean is known as standard deviation. It is as simple as that. So it is one of the most important concept in a statistic, like probability and machine learning. We use standard deviation at multiple places, either marks prediction or anything. In a stock market, we also use a standard deviation, how much the stock price deviated from the mean value. So we can use that in those places. So the first thing that I want to tell you, if you will calculate the standard deviation by hand. So this will be the value of this data point. So I will just explain you how this is calculated. If I will try to zoom this page, okay, it is now. And the we have already covered what how to find the mean, here in this video, mean median mode, I told you like how to find with the help of Python. So here it is the standard formula of the mean, what how to find the mean of any data points. So now here it is what is the variance, how to find the variance of the point. Variance is basically, if you just try to notice the formula, you will be understanding that yes, xi means every data point is minus from x bar, like mean value, and then it is squared. Why it is squared? There might be some data point that are more than mean, there are some data point that are less than mean, so we are squaring it to just eliminate the negative terms. So it is for that, and then again we are dividing it by n. So that means we are just trying to find the mean value of that. So it is for the population, but if you are trying to find the for the sample, just it is like n minus 1. It is a small concept, but it will be helpful in many competitive exams. Just you have to remember, if you are trying to this is the standard formula for the variance, but it is only for the population. But if you are calculating the variance for a sample, small sample, then there n will be the n minus 1. So hope you are getting the point. So the next is standard deviation. Standard deviation is nothing but, if you just try to notice the formula of the variance, it is sigma square. So the standard deviation formula is sigma, just root of that. So it is not a complex formula, it is just a part of the variance and taking a square root of that. So we are trying to make the same formula in a Python. So how you can make that? You can simply start with the defining a function. So div standard deviation, and what it will be taking, it will be taking any li or the, let's say, data. So it will be taking a data, and here what we are going to just have the summation terms. So for summation we are going from I is equal to 1 to n. So what is the n? N is the length of the whatever the data string or the list that we are getting. So here for the n we are trying to get the length of the data. So whatever the data we are passing to the function, we are trying to get the n of that. So that we can use that in a summation, and also we can use that n value to just divide it like after the calculation. So we'll be finding the mean. Here we have x bar, so we have to find the mean. And for mean, I hope the point is clear. Sum of data, so sum divided by n, and we have already found that length of data. We can also write here length of data, but we have already calculated. Why to use the same thing again and again? So here we have found the mean. Now the next thing that we want to calculate is xi minus x bar, and it is summation. Wherever you are using the summation in the mathematical formula in a Python, we use for. So how for? Like if you are using for, that means we are going from I to n. So for I in data, now what we have to do for I in data, we have to define a something named as variance. So first we'll find the variance. So let's assume it to be 0, and we'll just gradually increase this. So variance is equal to what we are going to do, variance plus is equal to whatever the variance is, like summation means xi minus x bar, then plus, then another term x. Suppose we are taking the I is equal to 1 2 3 4, then again for the all data points we are going to calculate. Suppose we have data, let me explain you, 2 4 6 8. So for the 2 we'll calculate 2 minus the average, then again 4 minus average and then square, then again 6 minus average then square, then 8 minus average then square, and add all the items, that is summation xi minus x bar whole square. So it is as simple as that. So now what we are going to do is for variance plus is equal to, and whatever I we are getting, like I have told you that xi we are taking it as a I here. So I minus mean, and you will tell that where we are using this, and we will use it to divide. But if I am using for I in range, suppose you are using the like a Java and any other language, so that means you have to iterate through the length of this thing. But in Python, if you write for I in data, like whatever the list that we are getting, it will only transfer like iterate through all the length. Like first it will get 2 4 6 and 8. There is no need to define the length here. Like here summation it will go from 1 to n, like but here for the like in Python, for loop will go from like 0th index to the n minus 1 index. So here it is all sorted. So here we are writing I minus mean. So it is what, xi minus x bar. So x bar is mean, and here we need to square this. So we know that to square we need double stack and write the 2. And after this all the for loop, what is the variance will be? Variance will be xi minus x bar and all the summations. So now what is variance here? We have to divide it by n. So variance is equal to variance divided by n. So if you are just taking the population, so we are going to divide by n, but if you are taking the sample, it will be n minus 1, and it will be in bracket, obvious. But here we are trying to calculate for the like whole population, so standard one formula. So we are just trying to take the n. And what we have to do next, like we have found the variance, but now we have to calculate the standard deviation. So for the standard deviation, for the variance we can just write like this and return the variance. We'll also make another formula from here, like it will be for the variance, we'll complete it later, but we are trying to make the standard deviation. So for the standard deviation we need a one function, that is import math. Why I'm importing this, we'll be understanding this later. Now standard deviation is equal to math dot square root of variance. So here is like final formula of the standard deviation, whatever we have to write in the Python, and we can return that standard Okay, we can't use this thing in Python. We have to write like standard deviation here, return. So here it is the formula of standard deviation, and we know that for the variance we have to just return here, return variance, 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 done. So this is the formula for the variance. Let it be here, like at this place. So this is the formula of the variance. Whatever we are doing here, we are just doing the square root of the variance and then making it standard deviation. So this is the main formula of the standard deviation, and this is the formula of the variance. So in this video we learned standard deviation and the variance, both thing. So let's check this. So we'll be running this code, and we'll be taking this data and check whether it is like giving the same value that we calculated from the hand or not. So here we have data and standard deviation. I am going to use and pass this data to it. So here 2.23 6067, and here we have 2.23 6067. So manually I got this answer, and by using the function I got this answer. So hope you are just getting like what is the all the steps to develop the formula of the standard deviation. But if I will ask you, like, what is the value of variance, so there will be some people who will try to write like pass this function to the variance, but it is as simple. We know that standard deviation is the square root of variance. So if you want to just find the like variance from the standard deviation, just make the square of this. It is simple. So if you just square the standard deviation, it will be variance. If you just take the root of the variance, it will be standard deviation. Both are the same term, but having the difference of square and the root. So hope you are getting the point, and you know all these things. So what will be your task? Your task is to write in comment section like what is the use of standard deviation, apart from whatever I have told. What are the basic places where we use the standard deviation in machine learning and in also AI and statistics. So hope you like the video. Till then, take care and bye bye.